Harold sketched the outline of an airplane in the air with a pencil. Then he reached out and flicked the propeller. A real airplane appeared before his eyes. Then the group rushed into the sky to find the person who created them. It turned out that the man was just a cartoon character in a two-dimensional space. Anything he drew would come true. He casually drew his best friends a reindeer and a porcupine. As he grew older, Harold's imagination became increasingly wild. One day, Harold sought to find the voice that had surrounded him since childhood. He drew a door leading to the real world and arrived in the real world. Harold drew a tire out of thin air, which amazed the little boy. The boy asked about it, and Harold didn't hide anything. He simply took out a crayon, drew a few lines, and a butterfly flew out. The next day, the little boy offered to help Harold find the voice, but was scolded by his mother. To comfort the disappointed boy, Harold split the crayon in half and gave one half to the little boy. After his mother walked away, the boy secretly found Harold. Harold immediately drew a means of transportation. They sped to the library, but finding someone whose name they didn't know was extremely difficult. So Harold thought that instead of going to find someone else, he would have someone come find him. Harold drew an airplane in the square. Then he drew a windshield. Immediately, the plane began to descend rapidly. Seeing this, Harold quickly pressed the button to eject. In a moment, he drew a parachute. That night, the librarian found Harold and the others. He took out a book, and this book was the world Harold was in. The author was the person Harold was looking for. Everyone went to the author's house, but the one who greeted him was the author's granddaughter. It turned out that the author had already passed away. At that moment, Harold realized that everything was meaningless. Everything he had drawn disappeared. As he wandered aimlessly to the bridge, the librarian found him and invited Harold to his home. Sure enough, under the librarian's persuasion, Harold gave him the crayons. Then, the librarian's true colors were revealed. It turned out he had been coveting Harold's crayons from the start. Just as Harold was despairing, the little boy pulled out the crayons. Then a hot air balloon rose into the sky. Soon, Harold intercepted the librarian. Of course, a battle was inevitable. The two of them swung their arms in the air. Without a doubt, the librarian was defeated. In the end, Harold brought back a box of colored crayons, and he also created his own world in another space.